It's a bail matter.
It's a bail matter. Okay.
Post on next one. Yesterday you did not mention it. We'll do it after the bail.
After the bail. Daily leave my order 73.
नहीं हो सकता आज कुछ आज बहुत कम टाइम
I'm not praying for today.
I was praying.
Please do not mention. We have very short time today. Bail भी नहीं
हम कहीं पर एक शॉर्टर डेट दे दिया जाए, नहीं तो फिर ऑटो डेट आता है, लंबा हो जाता है, कंटेंट
लंबा ही होगा.
17 में रिटायर किए हैं, डिस्पाइट द ऑर्डर, there is no stay in the LP, is getting nothing.
You are not receptive to what I am saying. I am saying that we have very short time today. I do not mention it today.
I just feel कि आज के लिए नहीं बोल रहे, कभी भी कोई शॉर्टर डेट के लिए.
शॉर्टर डेट ही होता है. और इतना हमको कैपेसिटी नहीं है. जब और जजेस के आने का वेट करिए, they will do your matters in fast.
I was just making a prayer subject to lordship's consent.
I'm telling you repeatedly, don't waste morning time in the. अभी आज कितना देर हो पाएगा? तो बेल ही हो जाए बहुत है.
One of the matters from the Procedural of Honorable Justice Ananda, it is not listed today. Below the fact is, the officers are retiring. There is a stay running
No,
in matter. March may be retirement.
You mentioned it before the same bench. Why did you mention it before the same bench?
Because only on Friday we can mention 20-25 matters. Today is Friday and next Friday I'll be left with very small amount of time in my hand.
No,
in March,
we will not fix the case for any other rule.
and similar matters listed.
Sorry? Serial number 4? What is that? Serial number 4. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that he does not want to press this contempt application as the order has been complied. Accordingly, this court is not inclined to proceed with the contempt proceedings, which is hereby kept.
From the supplementary
कोर्स तो रेगुलर रहता है, आप वहाँ मेंशन करिए.
From the supplementary list, fixed case at 10:30, item 21, 2nd April 2062 or 2017, and ready for local.
Check for local talent. Who is for the other side?
Mr. Rohan, I have already informed you.
Place this case before the ensuing local talent. At the request of the counsel for the appellant, he submits that he has taken consent from her.
I have informed that this case will be taken up tomorrow.
Where is he? बिना कंसेंट के हम लोक अदालत में कैसे भेजेंगे बताइए? Counsel for the appellant is present. Nobody appears on behalf of the respondents. Accordingly, the matter cannot be placed before local अदालत. They are all interested. Then place करके भी क्या होगा? इसमें एक तो डेट देंगे. हाँ एक तो कोई भी.
From the supplementary list, ready for fresh filing, item 1, BA 1724 of 2026.
Therefore, Malawati's suspicion was arrested, and this petitioner was confessed. So the police Malawat into the receipt was received on the 11/5/2025. Night Malawat. Therefore, Malawat was killed, and on the basis of this confession, one Harsha was recovered. So this is the.
There is motive and there is recovery pursuant to your confession.
Yes, but Madam, she was the same Madam in the house of the petitioner, wife Madam, on 1/5/2025 Madam. A dead body was found murdered on 2/5/2020.
That doesn't make any difference.
Therefore, Marot, this is the case of Marot. After
Heard the
seeing
learned counsel
after seeing the deceased Marot with his wife Marot, the petitioner lost his control Marot, and even if Marot had accepted Marot the confession of the petitioner for sake of the argument Marot, but the
It is the husband who was killed.
husband Marot,
Husband has been killed.
husband killed Marot.
Sorry, who is the deceased? The wife or the husband? Wife of the informant is the deceased. You want to say that the informant has killed her?
No, informant was the killed. The petitioner has killed the deceased Marot who has illicit relationship with the wife of the petitioner. And deceased was the seen with the wife Marot on 1/5/2025. And dead body was the found on 2/5/2025. Therefore, Marot, by submission, the petitioner Marot, they seen the deceased with his wife in compromising positions. Therefore, Marot, he lost his control and he killed. This is my argument, Marot, in case of the confession. Even if I accepted the confessional statement of the petitioner, Marot, for the sake of the argument. Therefore, Marot, this is the case of the sudden provocation, Marot, not the case of the murder. कोई भी अपना वाइफ को अगर किसी के साथ अगर देखेगा तो नेचुरली है कि वो अपना ही लॉस्ट हिज कंट्रोल Marot. Therefore, Marot, this is not the case of the murder, Marot. This is the case of Marot. Sudden provocation, Marot, due to seeing Marot with his wife who just lost his
तो सडन प्रोवोकेशन में कितना पनिशमेंट होगा कि कुछ पनिशमेंट नहीं 10 साल है ना तो बस शांति से रहिए Heard the learned counsel pleading on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner has submitted that the petitioner is not named in the FIR, but subsequently he was arrested, and the allegation against the petitioner is that he has killed the deceased as the deceased was having illicit relationship with his wife. He submits that it is a case of sudden provocation.
So the culpable homicide not amounting to
Yes.
murder.
And therefore the petitioner may be released on bail. During the course of hearing, it transpired that from the case diary it transpired that upon the confession statement of the petitioner, the weapon used for killing the victim has also been recovered. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer for bail. After hearing the learned counsel for the party
चीज़ होगी कि
and
चार्ज पे हो
considering
गया
the
10
fact
25 को चार्ज पे हो गया
And
एक
that's-
मोमेंट ऐसा नहीं जाना
to this, the learned counsel for the petitioner has submitted that the charge has been framed on 10/10/2025, but till 12/12/2025, no witness was examined. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that upon the confession statement of the petitioner, the murder weapon was also recovered, this court is not inclined to enlarge the petitioner on bail. However, the state is directed to ensure prompt production of witnesses. Counsel for the state is directed to communicate this order to the Director of Prosecution and the SP of the concerned district to ensure compliance from the court.
एक टाइम की भी स्पेंड मारो
कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं मांगे कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं मांगे
ज़्यादा नहीं मारो इनोसेंट पर्सन है वो विलेजर है जो पुराना यूथ है वो इन लोग का वाइफ के साथ लेकर के
उसके लिए आपको कुछ लॉ में अमेंडमेंट करना पड़ेगा कि बीबी के साथ कोई मिल जाए तो उसको मर्डर किया जाए,
Therefore,
परमिसिबल मर्डर।
नहीं, वो तो नहीं, लेकिन
चलिए,
इसीलिए उधर भी culpable होने से
Sir,
पहले
information item
provisional
DA
exception
892
इसीलिए
of
बनाया गया।
2026.
कल आप एब्सेंट थे, आज आपको पास ओवर चाहिए। फ्लू केसेस नहीं, आफ्टर जब बेल का बोर्ड खत्म होगा तभी आपका केस होगा।
Item 3, BA 905 of 2026.
ठीक है, पास ओवर।
From the daily list under waiting for press filing, item 1, BA 1503 of 2026.
Where is the petitioner? Where is the state? Are you there in this case? Yes.
This is BA number 1850. This is earlier rejected matter.
1503.
Item 1,
Sorry, times 2.
Yes.
This is also related matter. Discuss
हम एडजर्न नहीं करेंगे। एक बार एडजर्न कर चुके आपको करना है करिए, नहीं तो डिस्कस कर देंगे ऐसे। पिछली बार बोला गया था मिस्टर दिवाकर झा टारगेट दिस केस, यही बोला गया था। इसी ऑर्डर शीट में सारा रिकॉर्डेड रहता है। बार काउंसिल इलेक्शन के कारण आपका एडजर्नमेंट हुआ। चलिए, अभी रिसेंटली तो हुआ है आपका, क्या हुआ उसके बाद?
नहीं, उसके बाद इसमें चेंजेस आया।
क्या चीज?
एक्चुअली ये लॉ अफेयर था, इन लोग पुलिस ने इन्फॉर्मेट।
ये तो मेरिट पे हो गया आपका डिस्कस। उसके
बाद है कि जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन ये आया कि ये जो है वो
चार्जशीट कब जमा हुआ? चार्जशीट कब जमा हुआ?
चार्जशीट का 11/6/25।
11/6/25 ना, और रिजेक्शन ऑर्डर है 14/11/2025। 14/11/2025 के बाद क्या हुआ?
4/8/25।
14/11/2025 के बाद क्या
उसके
हुआ?
बाद जो इन्फॉर्मेंट और उनके ब्रदर, मतलब जो डिसीज के फादर और उनके अंकल, उन लोगों का आईटी इन्वेस्टिगेशन में आया कि ये लोग जो है वही इनका मतलब मारपीट है कि जिसके वजह से इनका डेथ हुआ। तो इसमें लगा उसका भी लोग इंस्पेक्टरी बेल फाइल किए हैं। इंस्पेक्टरी बेल का तो वहाँ पे पर लोअर कोर्ट में एनेक्सर 2 मेरा वो एनेक्सर 2 पेज नंबर 23-25 पे, तो वहाँ पे रिजेक्ट होता है। लोग का ये लिखते हुए कि petitioners assaulted and assaulted her, owing to which she tried to commit suicide by hanging her and ultimately died during course of 30 minutes. उसका तो लोग एंटिसिपेटरी बेल फाइल
एंटिसिपेटरी बेल 19/9/2025 को फाइल हुआ है। रिजेक्शन ऑर्डर के बाद क्या हुआ कहानी से?
उसके बाद ये उन लोग का फिर रिजेक्ट होता है।
आपका रिजेक्शन ऑर्डर का कहानी उसके बाद क्या? आफ्टर योर रिजेक्शन, दैट इज डेटेड 14/11/2025।
19-26 का वर्ष में ये ऑर्डर है, जिसमें कि जो डिसीज के अंकल और फादर दोनों जो अपना एंटिसिपेटरी बेल फाइल किए थे वो अकॉर्डिंग बेंच से रिजेक्ट हुआ कि
इससे क्या मतलब?
इससे कि इसका केवल लॉ अफेयर जो
ठीक है, सुनिए। बीए नंबर 1503 of 2026 और the council is carrying on behalf of the party, on behalf of the petitioner. You are there for the state? Council for the state is also present. Not required. The bail application of the petitioner has been recently rejected on 14/11/2025 by coordinate bench in BA number 9878 of 2025. The learned counsel for the petitioner has submitted that the family members of the victim had assaulted her, and they have also been made accused in this case. Their anticipatory bail was rejected by the learned court on 19/9/2025.
19 to 26.
19/9/2025, and thereafter their anticipatory bail application has also been rejected by this court. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer and has submitted that the victim is 17 years old.
मेजर 18 इयर्स का ब्रेक रजिस्ट्रेशन वो जो पासपोर्ट का था वो भी हट गया चार्ज शीट में केवल जो नॉर्मल सेक्शन था 64 और ये 108 वाले वो है पासपोर्ट हट गया
चार्ज फ्रेम किसमें हुआ?
चार्ज शीट आया मैम
चार्जशीट की चार्ज फ्रेम हो गया आपका?
हां चार्ज शीट हो गया है
कौन सी सेक्शन में?
64 वर्ड एंड 108 बीएनएस मेजर उनके कंफेशन में आया कि ये लोग ऑन द डेट ऑफ ऑफेंस से कि ये लोग अपने घर से इनके
Just a moment. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer for
सीधा डायरी में लिखा है
after hearing the learned counsel for the parties.
टोटली
This court finds that there is direct allegation against the petitioner that he had come to the house of the informant and
बिल्कुल एलिगेशन नहीं है
रेप का आपका चार्जशीट नहीं हुआ रेप का?
नहीं एलिगेशन घर आने का कोई एलिगेशन नहीं है
रेप का चार्जशीट हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ?
रेप का हुआ है लेकिन
And आप प्लीज शांति रखिए. And she was raped by the petitioner 2-3 times. Considering the fact that the bail application of the petitioner has been rejected by coordinate bench, this court is not inclined to enlarge the petitioner on bail and rejection.
Item 2, BA 1850/2026.
We have rejected but this charge has been framed and out of 12 witnesses 2 have been examined. The victim has been examined and there is discrepancy in the statement.
She has not supported the case.
This is case of
We
attempt at best.
We are not hearing the trial.
At best the case.
We will
of
expedite
attempt.
your trial. How many witnesses are left to be examined?
There are 12 witnesses.
12 witnesses. How many have been examined so far?
2 members.
2.
Yes.
2 till 22/12/25. Thereafter, no witness has been examined.
As per the instruction of 2
Instructions means,
of the from the concerned court advocate.
as per the impugned order, how many witnesses were examined?
As per the impugned order, there are 2 witnesses.
Thereafter, no witness has been
No.
examined. आप एग्जामिन कराइए वही witnesses. And the learned counsels appealing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the bail application of the petitioner has been rejected earlier on 24/9/2025. The victim, their 2 witnesses have already been examined and there is contradiction in their evidence. But the victim has also been examined. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer and has submitted that victim has fully supported the prosecution case. To this, the counsel for the petitioner has submitted that as per his instruction, 2 witnesses, no further witness has been examined after the impugned order dated 22/12/2025. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the serious nature of allegation, this court is not inclined to enlarge the petitioner on bail. His case has already been rejected earlier by coordinate bench. The counsel for the state is directed to ensure prompt production of witnesses. The counsel for the state is directed to communicate this order to the Director of Prosecution and the Superintendent of Police of the concerned district to ensure compliance.
Time frame.
टाइम फ्रेम नहीं दे सकते.
6 months.
Appearance.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट का ऑर्डर है नहीं करना है हमको टाइम. आप प्रेयर कर सकते हैं लेकिन हम लोग सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ऑर्डर्स को वायलेट नहीं कर सकते.
No, and the earliest time that we as you know.
फिर अगर विटनेस नहीं आए तो आप आइए. तब
Right.
इन्हीं को कंटेम्प्ट में बुलाएंगे आपको बेल देने के पहले। समझ गए ना? अगर आप लोग ये सब इंश्योर नहीं करेंगे, कम्युनिकेट नहीं करेंगे, तो आप ही के ऑफिसर्स को हम लोग कंटेम्प्ट में यहाँ बुलाएंगे as to why the witnesses are not being produced. So ensure that it is properly complied और उसका आप रिकॉर्ड रख लीजिए अपने पास।
Item 3 BA 1851 of 2026. Item 4 BA 1855 of 2026.
Cases of cyber offense on the basis of written information.
Case diary, criminal antecedent report, counter affidavit. Also further state is absent. It is order be communicated to the Office of Learned Advocate General, soft copy, to ensure compliance. Post on 8th of April.
Item 5 BA 1858 of 2026.
आप हैं, चलिए वो कम्युनिकेशन हटा दीजिए। यू फाइल काउंटर एफिडेविट, क्रिमिनल एंटीसीडेंट रिपोर्ट, वी आर कॉलिंग फॉर द केस डायरी। केस डायरी तो कोर्ट से ही आएगा। सेम ऑर्डर 8 अप्रैल को है ये मैटर, 8 अप्रैल को।
Appearance.
विक्टिम है तो स्पेसिफिकली क्या नाम है? नाम आपका नाम सॉरी, विक्टिम है तो स्पेसिफिकली काउंटर एफिडेविट पे लिखिए।
आते हैं विक्टिम आते हैं और हाउ क्रिटिसाइज करेक्टली क्राइम दो लाइन जरूर दो पैराग्राफ।
ठीक।
Item 6 BA 1860 of 2025-26.
केस डायरी वुड बी रिक्वायर्ड।
इसमें कोई accused persons everybody have been allowed access.
केस डायरी देखना मना है।
Is a
केस डायरी काउंटर एफिडेविट एंटीसीडेंट 8 अप्रैल।
तब तक email अच्छा ये तो regular
Item 7 BA 1861 of 2026.
cyber offense one is
सेम ऑर्डर सेम एंटीसीडेंट सब जरूर से लेके आए। सब 8 अप्रैल को आए। 8 अप्रैल।
Item 8 BA 1871 of 2026.
His petitioner is in custody since 27 2025, more than 7 months, and charge has been framed on 3rd February 2026.
कस्टडी से
20th July 25.
20
2007. More than 7 months, Your Worship.
चार्ज फ्रेम व्हेन
Yes, Your Worship.
चार्ज हैज बीन फ्रेम व्हेन
Yes, on 3rd February, and the next stage is on 18th for evidence, 18th March. Your Worship, nothing has been seized from this particular petitioner. There was a secret information received by the SI that 3 people have come near the house of to do loot part. It was alleged Sumit Singh Deo's house, and the villagers they had gathered and they have apprehended these 3 people. And when the police team came, the recovery was done from Viren Singh Kulti. I guess now the name is a pistol and cartridge was received from this Viren Singh Kulti. The petitioner name is Akash Chandra, and there is no criminal antecedent for this petitioner.
You were apprehended on this.
Before the information was received, and these 3 people were on the same bike. The villagers they had gathered around them, and when the police team came, the recovery was done from Viren Singh Kulti. He was also along with them, but nothing was recovered from him, and there is no criminal antecedent to him. It has come in the impugn order, Your Worship. And there is no overt act. Nothing was done also. There is no part because there is only attempt. Sections which charge have been framed under that attempt to robbery, that is 3095. Then again 3032, that is for theft.
Where is the, you read the FIR?
FIR. मैं संजय कुमार सर थाना प्रभारी राजनगर जिला सरायकेला खरसावां के पद पे प्रस्तावित हूँ। मैं दिनांक 20/7/2025 को समय 4:10 बजे ग्राम इच्छा नियर रुस्तम की हाउस थाना राजनगर में स्वयं का बयान अंकित करता हूँ कि आप दिनांक 20/7/25 को समय 00.20 बजे सूचना प्राप्त हुई कि इच्छा कुछ अपराध
0.20 बजे में था रात को। आगे आगे।
सूचना प्राप्त हुई कि इच्छा ग्राम में कुछ अपराध करने हथियार के साथ सुमित सिंह देव उर्फ ब्रह्मा सिंह देव के घर घुसने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं और लूटपाट की बड़ी घटना कारित करने का उद्देश्य से आए हैं। इस आशय का राजनगर थाना संख्या 3/2025 20/7/25 को दर्ज किया और सूचना के सत्यापन एवं आवश्यक कार्रवाई हेतु वरीय पदाधिकारी को सूचित करते हुए एक छापामारी दल का गठन किया जिसमें मेरे साथ सुभाष चंद्र शर्मा, आकाश जी, प्रमोद कुमार यादव, मनोज कुमार डोगरा, धनपति को शामिल किया गया। समय 00.20 रात के 12:30 बजे थाना से प्रस्थान किया तथा रात्रि गश्ती के पुलिस नंदी राम गौड़ को गश्ती दल के साथ ग्राम इच्छा पहुंचने हेतु आदेशित किया। समय करीब 1:15 बजे ग्राम इच्छा पहुंचकर पाया कि इच्छा ग्रामीणों की काफी भीड़ है तथा 3 युवकों को ग्रामीणों द्वारा घेर कर लिया गया है तथा एक व्यक्ति के पास से पिस्टल मिला है। पकड़ाए युवकों के विरोध करने के कारण ग्रामीणों द्वारा तीनों युवकों के साथ मारपीट किया गया है। पकड़ाए युवक से बारी से नाम पता पूछने पे अपना नाम वीरेंद्र सिंह कुटिया, दोनों में पिंटू कुमार रक्षित एंड थर्ड वन इज Hemram, Akash Hemram.
You have no anticipatory?
No, Your Worship.
Where have you stated?
Stating para 13. It has come in blue.
It has come in blue.
I have stated para 13 that there is no, except this present case, there is no criminal history.
Or the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the petitioner, nobody appears on behalf of the state. The learned counsel for the petitioner has submitted that the petitioner is in custody since 27/2025 and charge sheet has been submitted on, charge has been framed. Charge has been framed on 3/2/2026. The learned counsel submits that there is an allegation of attempt to commit theft and but there is no recovery from the petitioner. The firearm has been recovered from the co-accused person, namely Virendra Singh Kundia. The learned counsel submits that there is no criminal antecedent of the petitioner. After hearing the learned counsel for the petitioner, and that the allegation is attempt to commit loophole and that there is no recovery of and that the charge has already been framed and the petitioner is in custody since 27/2025 having no criminal antecedent as stated by the petitioner. The petitioner is alleged to be in Jharkhand. आप हैं? तो जब मन होता तब आते हैं। काउंसिल फॉर द स्टेट इज प्रेजेंट। आपको क्या बोलना है? कोई एंटीसीडेंट है इनका? बताइए। आपको कुछ बोलना है कि नहीं बोलना?
He has confessed his guilt.
The learned counsel for the state has submitted that he has confessed his guilt. The petitioner has confessed his guilt. Next.
Item 9, BA1872 of 2026.
The second section 3.23 are the report of premises, IPC and procedural arms safety lawsuit, and under section 71 and 2 of C-Elector, not named in the past are currently named transpired. The conclusion statement of the going to personal lawsuit. No criminal articles have been recovered. There is no TIP lawsuit. Moreover, the four other criminal persons are already been granted bail by this court lawsuit, and he is considered with 5th March 2022, more than 3 years.
Trial पे क्या stage है? Trial. What is the stage of trial? नहीं पता आपको trial का
There is
stage.
no information. Because the state of custody is long, what is
Call for case diary,
already been granted.
counter affidavit, criminal antecedent report, and the stage of the case from the concerned court. Since state is absent, communicate कर दीजिए. कोई बात नहीं. Case diary देखते रहेंगे. Stage भी देखते रहेंगे.
Item 10, BA1876 of
State
2026.
absent of communicate.
Item
The
11,
next date
BA.
would be Pankaj, the 8th of April is the next date. We are giving next date as 8th of April.
काउंटर एफिडेविट डेट फाइल करेंगे और बाकी सारी चीजें
Court से.
Item 11, BA1877 of 2026.
But in this case, there are two petitioners. Petitioner number 1, he has already lodged one FIR against the informant's father, who are involved in the commission of murder. Thereafter, this FIR has been lodged under section 147, 148, 149, 151, such and such. Now, my lord, may kindly see the other 3 accused person has already been granted bail, and from the perusal of the imprisonment, the injury are simple. He is in custody lord since 18 December 2025. Charging is submitted. There is no any overtake, there is no specific allegation against him.
Read the FIR.
Pardon?
Read the FIR. You say that there is no specific allegation against you, correct?
Yes.
Read the FIR.
That is page 16.
Yes.
मैं प्रीतम यादव उम्र करीब 46 वर्ष निवासी हूँ। के समक्ष मैं बयान अंकित करता हूँ कि कल दिनांक 8/7/22 को मैं अपना साला मुनेश्वर यादव ऐसा गणेश महात्मा बसुरी थाना गुमला जिला गिरिडीह 12 राहुल यादव 18 वर्ष लगभग प्रीतम यादव विकास यादव।
क्या बोलना है आपको? रेस्पोंडेंट स्टेट
यस
क्या बोलना है आपको?
इंजरी तो है शरीर पर
तभी तो केस
आदमी बोल रहा है
कोई स्पेसिफिक एलिगेशन है इन पर, कोई ओवर टैक्ट है नहीं है ना? Heard the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties, the learned counsel for the petitioner submits that there is land dispute between the parties and the petitioner number 2 has also filed a case against the informant of the present case under section 302 of IPC. We have submitted that so far as the allegation in the present case is concerned, though the petitioner is named in the FIR, but no overt act has been mentioned with respect to both the petitioners. The nature of injury is simple. The charge has been, the petitioner is in custody since 18/12/25 and the charge sheet has already been submitted. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties, the counsel for the state has opposed the prayer. However, he is not in a position to dispute the aforesaid submissions made by the learned counsel for the parties. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the submissions made by the learned counsel for the petitioner and that there is land dispute between the parties and the nature of injury has been found to be simple and there is no overt act specifically assigned to the petitioners, the petitioners are likely to be enlarged on bail.
Item 12 BA 1879 of 2026.
Although the Kidnapping is necessary in this case because I have instructed that the 109 has been removed by the official GST.
Case diary counter. Any antecedent?
Yes, there is antecedent.
Antecedent report. क्या स्टेट है केस?
अभी charge submit for 2 months. They have obstructing the work of police. This is the allegation. Police officer. And the informant is police officer.
Counter file. Antecedent report.
Published.
Case diary. You will produce a case diary, no?
नहीं
क्योंकि अभी तो आप ही के पास अगर चार्जशीट नहीं हुआ.
हाँ हम मना
Counsel for the state is directed to produce the case diary and submit before to the court master on 7th of April. Post this case on 8th of April. Case diary यहाँ जमा कर दीजिए 7 तारीख को और काउंटर भी फाइल कर दीजिए.
Item 13 BA 1885 of 2026.
Two.
1031 DLS corresponding. This is not came later on the basis of conviction of one co-accused. He has been arrested.
Case diary antecedent report. Charge sheet has been submitted.
Yes.
Charge sheet has been submitted.
Yes.
Call for case diary from the concerned court. The counsel for the state is directed to file counter affidavit along with antecedent report again. 8th April.
Item 14 BA 1886 of 2026.
Case in relation under section 302
एलिगेशन है इन पे कि ये गाड़ी वकील साहब की गाड़ी चलाते हैं, ड्राइवर है, गाड़ी सिखा रहे थे उनको, ये अपना पिस्टल निकाल के रख दिए और जब वकील साहब के कॉल आया तो ये चले गए, फिर ये जाके थाना में फायर कर दिए, जाके उनके यहाँ से रिकवरी हो।
The service revolver has been recovered from the house of the
Lordship.
petitioner. किसका सर्विस रिवॉल्वर?
सर्विस रिवॉल्वर जिनको सिखाते थे बॉडीगार्ड, उन्हीं को गाड़ी सिखाते थे
बॉडीगार्ड।
लॉर्डशिप।
तो आपके पास सर्विस रिवॉल्वर कैसे पहुंचा?
लॉर्डशिप, जज साहब के ये जो वकील साहब के जो ड्राइवर साहब हैं, तो जज साहब के बॉडीगार्ड को गाड़ी सिखाते थे।
अच्छा,
गाड़ी सिखाते थे, बोले कि आप अपना रिवॉल्वर किसी सीट पे रख दीजिए। उसी जब सिखा रहे थे तो वकील साहब का फोन आ गया, तो सिर्फ फायर नहीं है जो हम बोल रहे हैं, फोन आ गया, ये गाड़ी लेके चले गए, गाड़ी लेके चले गए कि गाड़ी में रखे रिवॉल्वर, ये वहां चले गए, जाके जो बॉडीगार्ड साहब थे वो जाके फायर कर दिए और उनके यहाँ से रिकवरी हो गई। मेरा कोई टेंशन नहीं, फायर कर लॉट से देखा
पढ़ी
पैरा 70 सेमिनार निवेदन पूर्वक करना है कि मैं आरक्षक 217 अशोक कुमार सिंह की ड्यूटी कर रहे थे, मुझे ड्यूटी के दौरान एक लड़का जिसका नाम बिट्टू खान पिटिशनर, जो सदर कोर्ट में कोई मैडम जज का कुछ दिन पहले गाड़ी चला रहा था, तत्काल कोई वकील साहब का गाड़ी चला रहा था, कोर्ट में ड्यूटी के दौरान नाम से चेहरा सिखाते हैं और मुझे गाड़ी वकील का था, सिखाने के उद्देश्य से फील्ड की तरफ ले गया और ड्राइव पर बैठे थे, मेरा ध्यान आगे की तरफ था, तब मेरा रिवॉल्वर कब से निकाल कर मुझे बोला कि लेट हो रहा है, चलिए। तरफ वकील साहब बुला रहा है, ड्राइवर सीट से उतरकर मैं सोचा कि बाएं तरफ चलेंगे, तो देखा कि रिवॉल्वर कमर में नहीं है, तब मेरे द्वारा गाड़ी को तेज करके थाना गया, रिवॉल्वर को 2 गोली लोड किया, वट नंबर 120 सच एंड सच, उसी दिन फायर और उसी दिन रिकवरी हो गई, सेम डे।
इसीलिए तो मिल भी गया, ये तो मिलता ही।
हम तो जज साहब पे गाड़ी चला रहे थे, वकील साहब का वैसा भी नहीं है कि हम बाहर है, उनको हम डेली गाड़ी चलाते थे,
आप भाग गए?
भागे नहीं, कॉल आ गया, एफआईआर में लॉर्डशिप में मेरा कॉल आ गया, ऐसा कोई इंटेंशन भी नहीं है, लॉर्डशिप चार्जशीट सबमिट हो गया, इसमें 4/12/2025 से जेल में कोई क्रिमिनल इंसिडेंट नहीं है। आई हैव स्टेटेड
ड्राइवर पर बैठे थे और मेरा ध्यान आगे की तरफ था, तब तक मेरा रिवॉल्वर कमर से निकाल कर मुझे बोला कि लेट हो रहा है, चलिए। तरफ वकील साहब बोल रहा है, बुला रहे हैं, ड्राइवर सीट से उतरकर मैं सोचा कि बाएं तरफ चलेंगे, तब देखा कि रिवॉल्वर कमर में नहीं है, मेरे द्वारा
गाड़ी आपने पीछे सीट में रख के सीख रहे थे गाड़ी, फोन आ गया, हम चले गए और कॉल कर दिया। मेरा कोई
कब से है?
जेल कस्टडी में 4/12/2025 से चार्जशीट सबमिट हो गया, कोई क्रिमिनल इंसिडेंट नहीं है मेरा, पुलिस पेपर पे रखा हुआ है, आज का डेट है।
क्या बोलना है? Heard the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the petitioner. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner was engaged in training the informant for driving the car, and in the meantime, when the petitioner received the call from his employer, he left, and it has been alleged by the informant that his service revolver was taken away by the petitioner, and it was recovered from the house of the petitioner. The learned counsel submits that it was only out of mistake that the service revolver remained in the car, and he has further submitted that the petitioner has no criminal antecedent and he is in custody since 4/12/2025, and charge sheet has already been submitted. After hearing the learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties, and considering the fact that the informant had engaged the petitioner to train him in driving, and ultimately when the petitioner left with the car, the informant found that his service revolver was missing. The charge sheet has already been submitted, and considering the custody of the petitioner and no criminal antecedent as stated by the petitioner in the bail application, the petitioner is directed to be in Jharkhand.
Item 15, DA1894 of 2026.
Yes.
The office under section 326 201 and 6 of this officer. Initially, the petitioner is not named in the FIR. Later on, why was apprehended, and on the basis of his confession, my name has been added as an accused in this name. Case 14 we have prosecution. And the boy who has been arrested by the police, whose DNA profile was matched with the deceased.
And what about you?
Not my DNA has not been matched with that. And charge frame हो गया and the trial is going on. 4 witnesses have been examined out of 12. And the prisoner is in custody since 2016 to 2020.
Both serious allegation.
Allegation is
Very serious litigation. You are lawfully 8 years caution.
7.
Heard the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner has submitted that the name of the petitioner has transpired in the facial statement of the co-accused, and the DNA profile of the co-accused was matched and was found matching. The learned counsel for the opposite party state has opposed the prayer and has submitted that the petitioner has confessed his guilt, and it has come that Leena Devi and the petitioner.
Leena Devi is the mother of the
Okay.
and the petitioner is the paramour of the
Thereafter, it has come that Leena Devi, the mother of the deceased, and the petitioner were arrested, and the occurrence has happened as the victim used to create obstacles in the meeting and talking between Leena Devi and the petitioner. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the serious nature of allegations against the petitioner, this court is not inclined to enlarge the petition on bail and is rejected.
Item 16, DA1900 2026.
आपका है?
This is firearms has not been recovered from the possession of the petitioner, and one similarly situated prohibition has already been granted by the court. May I pass?
Petitioner is Gaurav Goswami.
Gaurav.
You have number of criminal antecedents.
3 antecedents in all cases he has already been granted.
Very good.
And charge sheet has been submitted. Tier 21 में लिखे criminal antecedent.
कब से कस्टडी में है?
24/10/2025. 24/10/2025. केवल सस्पिशन पे नाम है कोई कंप्लेंट और एक सिमिलरली सिचुएटेड का पेज The ground of suspicion is the antecedent of the ceremony. Nothing. जंगल झाड़ी से बरामद हुआ जो ओपन
क्या बोलना है आपको? On the spot, they were trying to, they were planning some unlawful activities. The learned counsel for the petition heard the learned counsel. तो नो क्रिमिनल एंटीसीडेंट के बेसिस पे आप तो उस पे बेल दो. इसी काम पे बेल दो ना.
और रिकवरी उससे भी नहीं हुआ दोनों
उसका एंटीसीडेंट आइडेंटिकल नहीं है.
रिकवरी वाला पार्ट होना है इसमें आइडेंटिकल है क्योंकि रिकवरी उससे भी नहीं है इससे भी नहीं है वनली कि वो नहीं है उसका एंटीसीडेंट बट इसमें है ऑल्सो भी और कोई भी लोकल विटनेस नहीं है जो बोला कि भागा है वहाँ से हम लोग देखते हैं ऐसा कोई घटना नियर बाय दैट प्लेस हुआ है नो केवल पुलिस पर्सनल ही विटनेस
Heard the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner has submitted that the petitioner was found in a suspicious circumstances along with the co-accused and were allegedly involved in planning unlawful activities at the behest of one Rinku Seth, also known as Saurabh Sharma. कौन है सौरभ शर्मा? क्या करते हैं? कौन सा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चलाते हैं?
सौरभ शर्मा
ठीक.
क्रिमिनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन.
The learned counsel submits that there is recovery of country-made pistol from a bush nearby. The petitioner is in custody since 24/10/2025 and charge sheet has already been submitted. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer and has submitted that petitioner has criminal antecedents. कितने हैं?
तीन केस
लिखे हैं. पैरा
डायरेक्ट 21 पेज है.
To this, the counsel for the petitioner has submitted that the petitioner has 3 criminal cases, including the including this one.
Experience.
3 other criminal cases, but in all cases she has been enlarged on bail. He has submitted that one co-accused, namely Himanshu Kumar, has been enlarged on bail by order dated 25/2/2026 in BA number 625 of 2026. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the aforesaid submissions on behalf of the petitioner, and that charge sheet has already been submitted and he is in custody since 24/10/2025, the petition is directed to be enlarged on bail.
Item 17, BA 1905 of 2026.
Sorry?
Earlier rejected.
Earlier rejected, why do you need dowry now? What is the subsequent development? It has been rejected on 23/7/25. अब डायरी का क्या काम है बताइए. Yes? पासवर्ड नहीं दे सकते. आर्ग्यूमेंट करने के बाद हम पासवर्ड नहीं देते.
As per ED order, 5 resolution witnesses were examined by law and 33 branching witnesses were examined.
Or the lawyer counsel appearing on behalf of the petitioner. The counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner has been falsely implicated in this case and is in custody since 1/7/2024. Counsel for the state has opposed the prayer and has submitted that the bail application of the petitioner has been rejected by a coordinate bench of this court on 23/7/2025, and the trial is in progress. 5 witnesses have already been examined as per the impugn order dated 27/1/2026. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that the bail application of the petitioner was rejected on merits earlier and trial is in progress, this court is not inclined to enlarge the petition on bail since rejected. Time frame is 33 witnesses.
Item 18, BA 1907 of 2026.
Case diary. Charge sheet has been submitted. Case diary from the concerned court, state to file counter affidavit and criminal antecedent report. Post on 8th of April. 8th April.
Appearance. Item 19, BA 1909 of 2026.
The allegation has been leveled that this petitioner has tried to commit sexual assault on the daughter of the informant. The case thereafter has been registered under section 323, 341, 354, and 363 of the IPC. Now, members will kindly see the dates, which are very relevant. It has been stated that the date of occurrence is 24/5/2023. Now, the FIR got registered after.
Sorry, just a moment. Read the FIR.
That would be at page number 46.
हाँ तो एफिडेविट के बाद सीधे इंप्यून ऑर्डर है, वेयर इज द एफआईआर? एनवेलप सब तो निकाल के लगाते हैं, इसमें तो लगा रहता है।
इसके लास्ट में भी
Yeah. अच्छा पढ़िए।
सभी ये है कि मैं इसमें दिनांक 24/5 शाम लगभग 7 बजे
मेरी गूंगी बेटी
जिसका उम्र 25 वर्ष है, स्वास्थ्य में
जिसका उम्र एज विक्टिम का एज
25 इसी क्रम में पहले से हाथ लगाए बैठे इसी गांव में मल्टीप्लाई लेबर को और उनके दो साथी के द्वारा मेरे बच्चे आरोपी के साथ छेड़खानी किया गया। गलत कार्य की नीयत से मेरे बच्चे को 3-4 घंटा अगवा करके रखा गया। इसी तरह हम लोगों को जुम्मन से बाहर निकला हुआ इशारे के सहारे हम सारी बात की जानकारी दिया। इसके पूर्व में मल्टीप्लाई और अपने साथी के द्वारा 3-4 दिन अगवा कर रखा गया था। तो निकाल Now, I was still trying to consider. Can you see the date of the FIR?
Yes.
8/6/23. They say that the occurrence has taken place on 24/5/2023. Now, thereafter the investigation has been done. Now, during the investigation, two things have surfaced. One, the witnesses have stated that they got information while they were searching that Mantu like a custody.
रिकवर तो उन्हीं के पास हुई है ना?
नहीं गलत हो जाएगा स्टेटमेंट।
रिकवर कहाँ से हुई?
नोट्स वही हम बोल रहे हैं। यहाँ जो है एफआईआर में इट हैज बीन स्टेटेड कि लड़की भाग करके आई है। शी केम बाय हर ओन। नाउ ड्यूरिंग इन्वेस्टिगेशन people have informed the police with respect to that during the search they got information that she is in the custody of Mantu. Notes there is no witness in the entire investigation who can support this. There is no eyewitness, nobody has seen it. But evidence में आया हुआ है वहाँ पर deposition में जो भी statements है witnesses के. Now there is an inordinate delay. Medical report में कुछ भी नहीं है मेरे against. There is no even not assault भी नहीं है. Leave along the sexual assault. It does not support the assault even.
विक्टिम का स्टेटमेंट रिकॉर्ड हुआ है।
विक्टिम नहीं, विक्टिम की माँ और उसकी बहन।
विक्टिम का क्यों नहीं होगा रिकॉर्ड? गूंगी है तो नहीं होगा रिकॉर्ड। There are ways and means of recording the statement of differently abled persons also. उनका रिकॉर्ड हुआ होगा। केस जज में कॉल करके केस जज। Along with the statement of the victim,
हो गया है victim mother and sister
evidence हो चुका है इन लोगों का।
नहीं 164
along with the statements recorded under section 183 में हुआ होगा। 183 BNSS or victim and other persons opinion. 8th of April. You want to file a counter? State to file counter.
Item 20, BA 1926 of 2026.
Has not come to the court. It is submitted that the advocate, which advocate is not there?
Mr. Prashant Kumar.
Mr. Prashant Kumar Rahul is not well. When do you want? Post this case on Monday.
Item 21, BA 1939 of 1926.
This is application program of the offences alleged under section 111, subsection 2, 111, subsection 3, 111, subsection 4, and 61 up to DNS, and under section 25, 1BA of 25 of the so far, this is concerned about the recovery of any firearm. And there is also no allegation that he is not the member of the organized not the syndicate. It is not the new section that has been added in this BNS. That is not section 111 and 234. You will find that this petitioner has been named in the FIR, though he has not committed any offence under section 109 of the BNS, which is
The allegations are very serious.
So in this case, case studies required as because there is an antecedent also. That's fine. And that has been
Call for case diary, the state to file counter affidavit and criminal antecedent report. Charge has been submitted.
22 अगर से जेल में है तो must otherwise body would have been granted bail and
Call for case diary from the concerned court. You file your counter and antecedent report. Post on 8th April.
Item 22, BA 1948 of 2026.
Case of cybercrime corruption in one of the cases has got on the case here. This case was 7 of 2026.
In which case?
BA number 1530 of 2026.
I have passed the order.
Yes, sir.
BA number?
1530 of 2026.
Counsel for the petition submits that out of the same FIR, the bail application of the co-accused being BA number 1530 of 2026 has been fixed on 7th of April, in which case diary has been filed. Submits that this case be tagged along with the same. Considering the submissions, let this case be tagged and placed along with BA number 1530 of 2026 on 7th of April. In the meantime, the state to file counter affidavit and criminal antecedent report.
Item 24, BA 11 under heading for admission. Item 24, BA 11649 of 2025.
Monday, sir.
At the request of the counsel for the petitioner, post this case on Monday.
Item 25, BA 11904 of 2025.
Section 309 across four of the BNS and there is allegation that there are two named accused persons and other unknown persons on the point of revolver and paid 6,50,000 of the informant. This is the allegation, Your Lordship. My humble submission, Your Lordship, that the informant is from West Bengal, Your Lordship. How he knows the name of the present petitioners. This is my first submission for Your Lordship. Second, Your Lordship, he is a cattle trader and he used to transport the cattle for the purpose of slaughtering. For that purpose, I used to protest along with other villages. And for that reason, he has located me in the present case, and for that purpose, in page number 4, paragraph 8, I have already stated that fact. The informant is a cattle smuggler and used to supply the cattle to Bangladesh without any license, which was protected by the Indian Commissioner, along with other villages, and for this reason, this has possibly been implicated in the
So there must be cases against him.
protest अब शुरू कर दिया
टेस्ट आप कर रहे थे, उनके अगेंस्ट में केस इंस्टीट्यूट हुआ होगा ना?
उसके लिए तो उनको एविडेंस कलेक्ट करना होगा ऐसे केस नहीं and I have studied since 28/7/2025 and looking at the seized or recovered mobile
FIR करो.
FIR is at page number 14. So when I do that पूरा कहना है कि मैं सच एंड सच दिनांक 29/5/2025 को हिरनपुर हाट बाजार आए थे। मैं मवेशी का खरीद बिक्री करता हूँ तथा हिरनपुर हाट में व्यापारियों से रुपये की लेन देन कर रहा था। तो हम देखे कि गुलाब साहब एवं विष्णु मंडल ये प्रतिशत मेरे आसपास
FIR किसने लॉन्च किया?
किताबों में।
तो ये यहाँ पे क्या है पेज नंबर 19 में? बबीता देवी कौन है?
विष्णु कुमार मंडल
केस नंबर कौन सा आपका?
1190।
ये तो केस दूसरा है। 1190 ना?
हाँ 1190।
नहीं थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखिए कौन सा फाइल दे रहे हैं।
नंबर 25
11904
पेज 14 में पाया है। सोने निवेदन पूरा कहना है कि मैं किताबों वाले पिता संजय का निवासी हूँ, बीरभूम पश्चिम बंगाल का निवासी हूँ। दिनांक 29/5/2025 को हिरनपुर हाट बाजार आए थे। मैं मवेशी का खरीद बिक्री करता हूँ तथा हिरनपुर हाट में व्यापारियों से रुपये की लेन देन कर रहा था। तो हम देखें कि गुलाब साहब एवं विष्णु मंडल कृष्णा मेरे आसपास घूम रहा था। मैं व्यापारी से 6,45,000 रुपये लेन देन के बाद अपने मोटरसाइकिल से कुल्लू से के साथ अपने घर जा रहा था। घर जाने के क्रम रास्ते में आसन जोन के पास 4:15 बजे विष्णु मंडल गुलाब साहब या कुछ अन्य अपराधी जो चेहरे पर मास्क लगाए हुए थे अपनी मोटरसाइकिल में सवार होकर आए। तब रिवॉल्वर उठा के मेरे पास से बैग में रखा सभी 6 लाख रुपया वैसे ही छीन लिया। मुझे बोला कि हल्ला करने को तुम्हें जान से मार देंगे। मुझे से कुछ नहीं बोला। इसके बाद वे लोग अपने मोटरसाइकिल से सवार होकर भागने लगे। भागते हुए कुछ अपराधियों के पास एक लाख हीरो ग्लैमर एक हीरो डिलक्स काला रंग का मोटरसाइकिल जिसके नंबर प्लेट मिट्टी से कवर किया होता है, जिसके चलते नंबर देख नहीं पाए। मुझे विश्वास है कि विष्णु मंडल का हिरन मेरा पासपोर्ट तथा अन्य गैर सरकारी रुपया छीन लिया है। जो घटना है 29/5/2025 का FIR डेट कर रहे हैं।
और counsel appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petition submits that the petitioner has been falsely implicated in this case by the informant who is a resident of West Bengal and he is engaged in trading of cattle as per the FIR itself. He submits that the petitioner that the informant is engaged in taking away the cattle to Bangladesh. And it is very surprising that the petitioner knows, that the informant knows the name of the petitioner who is a resident of Jharkhand. Petitioner to Jharkhand ka hai na? The counsel submits that the charge sheet has been submitted on. You are in custody since?
28/7/2025.
The petitioner is in custody since 28/7/25 and charge sheet has already been submitted. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the bail and has submitted that there is direct allegation made against the petitioner that the petitioner along with other accused have forcefully on the point of revolver has taken away rupees 6,45,000 from the informant. In view of the fact that there is direct allegation against the petitioner, who is named in the FIR, this court is not inclined to enlarge the petitioner on bail instead.
Item 26, BA 80 of 2026.
Karnataka? What's your name? Sunil Kalindi. What's the age of the victim?
As per, there is no medical with respect to the segment.
Age?
16 and 15, there are two girls.
There are two?
Two girls.
16 and 15.
Yes. Allegation is that I have given rupees 2,000 to Rahul. He is taking the girl. And they counted the clinic also. And paragraph number age 5, he had stated that B2 has supported my case under section 36, stating that she was in love with the delivery, and at 4/9/25 she arrived to Karnataka from her house along with V1, another who was in love with the present. Yeah, after they got married.
You paid money also?
I have given 2,000 to the court. Date of birth has not been requested. Birth certificate is 2010 and admit transfer is 2009.
How does that make sense?
There is no
2010 होने से 2009 होने से she reduced to minor, and she has been recovered from Karnataka.
Yes.
Both the time from your custody. For the learned counsel's opinion on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petition submits that the petitioner is innocent and has been falsely implicated in this case. He has submitted that that there was love affair between the petitioner and the victim. Counsel for the state has opposed the prayer and has submitted that two girls were kidnapped, aged 16 years and 15 years. And one of the girl was, and both the girls were recovered from Karnataka. One was recovered while she was staying with the petitioner in a room at Malchua, Karnataka. Considering the serious nature of allegation, this court is not inclined to enlarge the petition on bail instead.
Item 27, BA 863 of 2026.
FIR is unknown on the basis of the information of the informant, allegation of the guilty lawsuit. My name is come on basis of confessional statement of co-accused. Several co-accused person has been granted. Nothing has been recovered, no PI. I have a next one, page 19, co-accused has been granted, and another person has also been granted.
What is your name?
My name
Ravi
is
Kumar Mehto.
Yes, Ravi Kumar. Arms has been
Is there
recovered.
any recovery from your possession?
No, nothing has been recovered. Arms has been recovered from the co-accused Kishan Pandit, who has been granted bail by coordinate police. I have annexed page 19. Another several person has been granted bail, who has also found nothing related, and during investigation no TIP has been conducted. TIP में हमको पहचाना गया नहीं, not TTI.
पिटिशनर रवि कुमार महतो है ना? इनके पास से कोई रिकवरी है? स्टेट इम्प्यूड ऑर्डर से कुछ पता नहीं चला.
Yes, Daddy, I have just received my इसमें एक 403 पैराग्राफ में इंसिडेंट है.
आप देखिए केस डायरी. देख
इसको पास में कर दिया जस्ट रिसीव्ड.
ठीक. 403
में है TIP हुआ है 417
केस डायरी का पारा जो मेरा कन्फेशन है, केस डायरी में आया है 126 में, और उसमें कहीं नहीं लिखा हुआ है कि हाँ हमारे से रिकवरी है, और उसके बाद भी हम पेरूज किए हैं अपने से, इसके बाद हम स्टेटमेंट पारा 126 देखा है जो मेरा कन्फेशनल स्टेटमेंट.
एक आपका एंटीसीडेंट भी
है, क्रिमिनल एंटीसीडेंट है. तो सेम टाइम का वो एलिगेशन में हमको FIR में मेरा नाम
आपका 399 IPC में भी आपका है. नहीं वो आपका नहीं.
मेरा नहीं, मेरा एक ही है. 310 में आया है जो डकैती का ही एलिगेशन है. वो FIR लॉन्च हुआ है 25/7 में, उसमें मेरा नाम आया है कन्फेशनल स्टेटमेंट ऑफ को-एक्यूज के नाम, और उसमें नथिंग है.
आपका कंक्लूसिव स्टेटमेंट किस पैराग्राफ में है?
पारा 126. जिसका कन्फेशन से लीडिंग टू रिकवरी रहता है, लास्ट में कन्फेशन के लास्ट में लिखा रहता है कि हाँ हम यहाँ रखे हैं या मेरे पॉकेट से इतना पैसा था, और लोगों से जिसका रिकवरी हो उसका बेल हुआ है 5,000 रुपया कैश कोई उसके पास से था, उसका भी बेल.
The learned counsel appearing on behalf of the petitioner. The counsel for the petitioner submits that on behalf of the parties, the counsel for the petitioner submits that petition has been falsely implicated in this case on the basis of confession statement of the co-accused
Vikram Kumar,
and his confession statement has also been recorded, but there is no recovery. The petition has not even been put to TIP. He has also submitted that number of persons has been enlarged on bail by coordinate bench of this court. In BA number 11351 of 25, Mukesh Sonar has been enlarged on bail. In BA number 10917 of 25, Kishan Pandit has been enlarged on bail. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer, but has not been able to dispute the submission of the petitioner that there has been no recovery from the possession of the petitioner.
all accused are in CCTV कैमरा CCTV फुटेज में सब आया है उसके बाद उनका कॉन्फेशन दिया गया उसमें भी इन्वॉल्वमेंट है
The learned counsel submits that the that CCTV फुटेज में तो इनका तो नहीं
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 इनका नहीं है
कोई क्यों उसका ठीक रिकवरी नहीं ना है इनके पास से
इनके पास से नहीं है
He submits that the petition has one criminal antecedent. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that neither the petition has been put, that there is no recovery from the petitioner and the petition has not even been put under TIP. TIP नहीं हुआ ना इनका? इनका हुआ है? इनका हुआ है कि नहीं?
नहीं मेरा नहीं हुआ
The petition is directed to be enlarged on bail, and that the other co-accused persons have already been enlarged on bail. The petition is directed to be enlarged on bail.
Item 28, DA 667 of 2026.
लेकिन आया नहीं ना टीआईपी चार्ट नहीं आया
डायरी पूरा आया
डायरी
पूरा डायरी है
डायरी में 417 पैरा 417 में इसमें है कि इसमें विक्रम कुमार रवि कुमार माथुर धर्मेंद्र राय रोहित हसीम शेख दिनेश माथुर एंड ललन कुमार वादनी धनेश्वर साहू उनकी पत्नी विशाखा देवी पहचान के लिए कराया गया धनेश्वर साहू में साहू हसीम शेख समय घटनास्थल पहचान किया
इनका भी ये भी पहचान हुआ इनका नाम तो नहीं है पहचान किया
इनका नाम नहीं है
जो टीआईपी चार्ट वाला हटा दीजिए रिकवरी नहीं है ना इसके पास से
सोनार को दे दिया अब तो गला दिया सोनार पैसा ले
चलिए
Item 28, DA 667.
बेल प्रोनाउंस करने के बाद हम रिकॉल नहीं करते आप लोग का काम है अब तक के केस डायरी दो जने हैं क्या करते हैं
No recovery has been made from his possession. No TIP has been made. And the other two accused persons have been granted anticipatory bail as well as criminal bail. I have an SP order to proceed. Page 13.
सेम एफआईआर से है
कोई कुछ का anticipatory bail नहीं है इसलिए
आपके अगेंस्ट में 3 क्रिमिनल एंटीसिपेंट ऑफ सिमिलर नेचर।
तीनों में एक पेंडिंग है, 2 में बेल पर है, लिखे हैं पैराग्राफ
सिमिलर नेचर का।
नहीं, इनका केस अलग है। एक तो इनको इनका किया कि मैं पहचान भी हुआ है।
मेरा इस केस में
क्या किया है हासिम से? आपका हासिम से
इस केस में नहीं, धनबाद का केस
ये पैराग्राफ 417 में आया है। हासिम से उमेश मतों मोबाइल नंबर कितना से बादशाह की 26 बार बातचीत हुआ है उसी की घटना के सीसीटीवी कैमरा ये लोग उखाड़ के दिया, जो उखाड़ के फेंक दिया उसके सामने। और जो ये पैराग्राफ 140 में आया है कि इस हासिम शेख के मोबाइल नंबर से शेख बादशाह के मोबाइल नंबर पर 26 बार बातचीत।
Madam, you have now similar nature of criminal antecedents right from 2021, 2022.
6 months.
3 अपराधी की जांच है।
2 में बेल करे, 1 ट्रायल कोर्ट में पेंडिंग है। 2 में बेल करे लिखे हुए अपने पुलिस में। जिनका एंटीसिपेटरी बेल हुआ इन दिस केस में उनका भी एंटीसिडेंट था, उसका भी हम ऑर्डर ले आए। जिनका एंटीसिपेटरी बेल हुआ इन दिस केस में उसका भी क्रिमिनल एंटीसिपेटरी सिमिलर नेचर।
हमारे ऊपर कोई बाइंडिंग नहीं है,
लेकिन
जो लिखा हुआ है सिमिलर नेचर का एंटीसिडेंट है, फिर भी हम दे रहे हैं एंटीसिपेटरी बेल।
हैवी क्रिमिनल एंटीसिडेंट और इसका ऑर्डर भी जिसको एंटीसिडेंट था इसका ऑर्डर भी 6 महीने का स्टडी हो गया, चार्जशीट करने से नो टीआईपी नो रिकवरी पोजीशन ऑफ दिस पर्सन।
इनका वो कन्फेशन स्टेटमेंट किस पैराग्राफ में?
कन्फेशनल स्टेटमेंट है
क्या नाम है पिटिशनर का?
ये है 125 पैराग्राफ में है। कंसेशनल स्टेटमेंट में कहते हैं नगद रुपये एवं जेवरात ले लिया एवं सीसीटीवी के डीवीआर को भी ले लिया। उसको घर से करीब 2 घंटे तक लूटपाट किया। इसके बाद 3 बजे भोर में उसके घर से पीछे वाले रास्ते से निकल गए। उसके बाद सभी लोग गाड़ी में बैठ करके तेलों के रास्ते की मोड़ होते हुए तिलमच्चो होते हुए मुहदा मोड़ पहुंचा। मुहदा मोड़ से मारा जाने वाली रोड में कुछ दूर जा करके सुनसान जगह में पहुंचा। सभी पैसे गिनती किया तो नगद 2.5 लाख रुपया मिला, सोना एवं चांदी का जेवरात मिला। उसके बाद बूढ़ा उर्फ ताहिर ने एक सोनार को फोन किया तो सोनार 1 घंटे के बाद मुहदा मोड़ के पास आया। उसके बाद मुहदा पुल के नीचे के रास्ते में कुछ दूर सुनसान जगह और सोनार से सोना चांदी का नाप तोल किया। चांदी अधिक मात्रा में होने से रहने के कारण उसका नाप तोल नहीं हो पाया। तब वहां से कुछ दूर जाकर के राशन के दुकान में झोला तो रख दिया। चांदी का वजन किया तो चांदी करीब 1 किलो के आसपास मिला। मुकेश सोनार बोला कि सोना चांदी का टोटल 1,56,000 रुपये हुआ। उसके बाद ताहिर को बोला कि हम लोग का हिसाब कर देते हैं, 40,000 रुपया होगा, 40,000 होगा। उसी समय मुकेश सोनार 50,000 रुपये दिए और बोला कि आज शाम तक सभी रुपया दे देंगे। उसके बाद पूरा सोनार बोलेरो गाड़ी को बुलाया। हम लोग सभी बोलेरो गाड़ी में बैठ करके महुदा की ओर निकल गए आ गए। आज दिनांक 26/7/25 को मैं विक्रम कुमार रवि और उस दिन हजूर इनका जो है सो
इनका टीआईपी हुआ है
इस केस में नहीं हुआ, दूसरे केस
इस केस में इनका टीआईपी
नहीं,
इनके पास से कोई रिकवरी भी नहीं।
रिकवरी तो सोनार को डला है।
सोनार को डला है। इनके पास से तो कोई रिकवरी है नहीं ना, भले ही रिकवरी सोनार के पास।
हाँ ये इनका आपराधिक इतिहास है, कन्फेशनल स्टेटमेंट इनका
Heard the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that the petitioner has been falsely implicated in this case, and there is neither any recovery from the petitioner nor the petitioner has been put under DIP. The learned counsel has also submitted that some of the co-accused have been granted anticipatory bail by this court.
What is the matter? Page 15.
Page?
Page 15.
Namely, Sheikh Afsar.
When you say page 15.
एक इसमें 13 में भी था।
हाँ वो रेगुलर में हुआ।
ABA लिखा हुआ है। शेख अफसर ABA शेख बादशाह by order dated 9/1/2026. And also in ABA number 57387 of 2025 to Manjur Sheikh by order dated 22/12/2025. The counsel submits that the petitioner is in custody since 12/9/2025 and charge sheet has already been submitted. The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer. However, the grant of he has also submitted that the petitioner has 3 criminal antecedents. The learned counsel for the after hearing the learned counsel for the parties and considering the fact that the name of the petition has come in the confession statement of co-accused and the petitioner is also said to have confessed his guilt before the police, but there is no incriminating substance found, recovered from the petitioner, and the petitioner has not been put under DIP. The petitioner is directed to be enlarged on bail.
Item 29 BA 765 of 2026.
काउंटर टाइप करते हैं आप फाइल करते हैं अभी काउंटर petitioner absent, counsel for the petitioner files counter activity post tomorrow. It is taken on the post tomorrow. Monday.
Item 30 BA 768 of 2026.
We lost the case only because of confusion. She was not married, she was pregnant. But for that, they went to the rural registration office for registration of the marriage on 5/12/35, and after 4 days, the petition got arrested. The present case of the still the case of the charge in the same. And the petition is a major, employment is a major area.
this allegation?
Page 9.
Read it, please.
निवेदन पूर्वक कहना है कि मैं मोती कुमारी पिता सोएंसो में इस वर्ष स्टार्टिंग नाम सोएंसो निवासी हूँ। उपरोक्त विषय में कहना है कि करीब 1 वर्ष पूर्व से मेरी जान पहचान अमित तिवारी पिता सोएंसो थाना सोएंसो जिला गुना से हुई है, जो कि कामदारा ब्लॉक में वर्तमान में कंप्यूटर ऑपरेटर में काम करता है। अमित तिवारी हमेशा मुझे अपने मोबाइल नंबर सोएंसो से बातचीत कर शादी करने के नाम पर अपने झांसे में ले लिया और मेरे साथ 1 वर्ष से मना करने के बावजूद मेरी मर्जी के खिलाफ मेरे साथ बलात्कार करता रहा। दिनांक 28 से 25 को अमित तिवारी मुझे अपने किराए के रूम में कोई जरूरी काम बोलकर बुलाया। मेरे मना करने के बावजूद मुझे बदनाम करने की धमकी देकर मुझे अपने बुलाया। बदनामी के डर से मैं उसके रूम में गई, जहाँ पर उसने मेरे साथ बलात्कार किया, जिसके कारण मैं गर्भवती हो गई है। मैंने गर्भवती होने की सूचना अमित तिवारी को बताई तो उससे कहा कि मुझे शादी करना, किसी से कुछ नहीं बताना। इसके कारण मैंने यह बात किसी को नहीं बताई। दिनांक 24/10/25 को जब मैं जांच करवाने के लिए गई तो मुझे पता चला कि मेरे घर में करीब 4 माह का बच्चा है, जिसके बारे मैंने अमित तिवारी को बताई। तो मेरे साथ शादी करने से मना कर रहा है एवं कराने के लिए दबाव बना रहा है। लोग आज के डर से अमित तिवारी को शादी का आश्वासन देने के कारण मैं इसकी सूचना थाना में नहीं गई और सुनवा से अनुरोध है कि अमित तिवारी स्वयं वर्तमान स्वयं कार्रवाई करेंगे।
ये क्या है? हुमला रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफिस।
यस मार्शल, वहाँ गए थे मैरिज रजिस्ट्रेशन करने के लिए फेज 3 का ऑप्शन 5/12/25 को। उसके 4 दिन बाद हम अरेस्ट हो गए 10 तारीख को।
विद म्यूचुअल कंसेंट ऑफ बोथ द पार्टीज।
यस मार्शल, दोनों परिवार वाले रेडी हैं शादी के लिए।
You are in custody?
10/12/25।
क्या बोले? The heard the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the parties. The learned counsel for the petitioner submits that. Victim का एज कितना?
21 years.
The petitioner is 22 years of age and the victim is 21 years of age.
Yes.
And as per the allegation, in the petitioner has raped the victim under the assurance that he would marry the victim. The learned counsel submits that the registration of marriage for the purposes of marriage was done on 5/12/2025 in Humla registration office with the consent of both the parties. But उस दिन शादी नहीं हुआ। अच्छा, उस दिन उसके बाद ही होगा ना। And on 10/12/2025 the petitioner has been arrested. You are still ready to marry her?
Yes.
The learned counsel support the petitioner submits that the petitioner as well as the victim are still ready to marry each other. अब तो इनका डिलीवरी हो चुका होगा।
उसका इंफॉर्मेशन
The learned counsel for the state has opposed the prayer. However, he submits that there appears to be an element of consent. After hearing the learned counsel for the parties, this court finds that this court is of the view that in considering the arguments of the petitioner, and the fact that application for marriage registration was filed in Bumla Registration Office on 5/12/2025, the petition is directed to be enlarged on this.
Item 31, BA 1010 of 2026.
Sorry?
कल शादी है
किसका?
मेरा से
रजिस्टर के एडवोकेट का?
एडवोकेट युवराज सिंह के
कंडक्टिंग लॉयर की शादी है। ठीक है। तो कितने दिन छुट्टी पे रहेंगे?
ना किसी दिन
आप बताइए कौन से दिन रखना है, शादी उनकी है तो आप बताइए। मंडे को रख देंगे तो बोलेंगे मंडे को नहीं।
बुधवार को
At the request of the counsel for the petitioner, post this case on the next witness.
Item 32, BA 1044 of 2026.
Allegation to commit?
Preparation to commit again.
Yes.
As per the allegation, informant got information that some persons have assembled near a bridge for the purpose of committing the crime, and thereafter the police party went there, and 4 miscreants were apprehended, including this police. From my position, a knife has been recovered on me. Notice that nobody is victim others, only they had assembled on that the city suspicion has been raised. They might have assembled there for the purpose of committing the crime.
We've got 10 criminal antecedents. Yes. He has got criminal antecedent by paragraph 10 में आपका कितना criminal antecedent है? How many criminal antecedents do you have?
एक या दो केस का सुने हैं हमारा।
आप बताइए कहाँ है? आपको पता होगा ना कितना केस?
डायरी का तो हमारे पास तो कॉपी हम लोग इस स्टेज पे तो मिलती नहीं है कि हम उसमें
Call for the case diary. Counsel for the state to file counter affidavit and also the criminal antecedent report of the petitioner. Post on 8th of April.
Serial number 109 ABA 5066 of 2025.
Page number 25.
9.
20.
Now, what is the changed circumstances? Changed circumstances, the specific developments starts from page 5 of my act. Now, the first explanation with respect to not surrender, regarding the COVID issue, regarding there not being any active warrant against him. This has not been denied, this has not been controverted by the state. But thereafter.
So COVID situation ended when?
Whatever.
No, you have to say no. You are talking about COVID, and we are in
I'm just
2026.
trying to say, period for which your lordship directed to surrender and passed. That period was a COVID.
No, I want to know when did the COVID period expire as per the Supreme Court judgment. There is a clear Supreme Court judgment on that.
Yes,
When did that period expire?
limitation issue.
Not on limitation, otherwise also. There is a specific cut-off date to that effect.
September 22. Some September 26. I'm not ready with that particular exact date, so I'm not able to. But what I'm saying is, the date on which I was supposed to surrender, why I could not surrender. Now then, what is important is, till that period, there was no warrant, there was no 41A notice against him. So the first 41A notice comes to me on 6/5/2020.
When it comes?
On 6/5/2020. This fact has been accepted by the state. Yes, the first notice was on 6/5/2020. I immediately appear before the press in person. Now, what the notice has to say?
Your statement was recorded.
Yes.
Where is your, you have annexed certain letters
Yes,
also.
exactly. Next, the
On where is the notice under section
that
41?
is at page 31 and section 3, page 31.
And then what did you do to this?
Yes, immediately I go and I surrender, and I before the IO, page 32, I give my explanation that yes, as a leader, I was just there. My photographs will also show that I had just gone to just see what has happened. My photographs will show that there is no commotion when I had reached there. These photographs are part of the evidence. And thereafter I had left. When I left, there were certain issues with respect to some between both the parties, both the police and the people who were agitating.
You filed a representation, right?
Yes. No, this is in lieu of the 41A notice, in person, before the IO. Now, what were the requirements of the IO to me? I fulfilled all those requirements which have been stated in the 41. Those requirements are fulfilled as per annexure 46. Now, it was not. Now then, annexure 5 comes the anticipatory bail to other individuals. Now, why this is important? Because why were they granted bail? Anticipatory bail? Because para 4, page 38, para 4 is there. The Lordship comes to page 38. I'm reading it. Should I read it? It is alleged the petitioners or the other part in an agitation
attestation from an instruction to appear. The petitioners have appeared before the investigating officer on 6/5/2025 and have furnished written statement the way I also did. Everybody was called, so I was also called. Once the petitioners have appeared before the investigating officers pursuant the notice under 35(3) of BNSS, there should not be any apprehension that the petitioner will be arrested. Considering the aforesaid facts, I am inclined. Now others, some of them have been granted by the court below itself. Court below itself have granted anticipatory bail to others. So my simple explanation is the circumstances and coupled with the fact that there was no active warrant against me. So I was not called by the police also. So once the police calls me, I appear before the police, I give my explanation, my statement is recorded, then there is no question of again sending me to custody. The custody is no more warranted. Sending me to custody would not serve the purpose of justice. I have got no criminal antecedent. I have got no criminal antecedent. And there are
What is the punishment prescribed for the alleged offence? What is the punishment prescribed for the alleged offence?
The punishment for, there are several offences mentioned.
Which is the heaviest one?
The heaviest one must be 307.
And what is the punishment prescribed?
We will not be guided. It is the police. It is the discretion of the police to issue notice. Once the police issues notice, now the same notice is with the other accused person.
That's right.
And subsequent to the passing of your lordship. Subsequent to the passing of your lordship. Your lordship will have to distinguish. Because absolutely my case is covered by that particular one. Now, it is not that, but it's this Honorable High Court has not entertained second anticipatory bail. This High Court has very well entertained several second anticipatory bail. And one of the bail orders in which even French, but there is a comment by the court that it is well settled that in changed circumstance second anticipatory bail is maintained. This is AVA number 449 of 2000. And one more, notes by a coordinate bench, wherein also the anticipatory bail, first anticipatory bail, in certain circumstances. I'm just giving these just that yes, this Honorable High Court, second anticipatory bails are being entertained. It's not that there is any bar in entertaining the second, although there is no bar in the statute, but otherwise also the practice is that yes, if there is second change circumstance, second anticipatory bail is maintained. And sending, but is keeping in view the fact that they are not criminals. The occurrence was also of not such kind. And my photograph, the important aspect is the photograph which is part of the case diary. If your Lordship sees my face and the photograph. That's all.
State is there or state is absent?
State filed a counter and they have admitted, yes. We had given notice and in person later.
Heard the learned counsel appearing on behalf of the petitioner. Nobody appears on behalf of the state. In spite, although a counter affidavit has been filed by the state. The counsel for the petitioner submits that the anticipatory bail of the petitioner has been rejected by the order dated 31/5/2021 in ABA number 2063 of 2021, and the petitioner was directed to surrender before the learned court within a period of 2 weeks. However, he submits that thereafter, however, he referred to paragraph 6 of the anticipatory bail application and submits that after the order of this court, the petitioner tried to surrender before police, but he was not allowed since there was no warrant of arrest as against him. And in the meantime, there was COVID-19 situation. And the lawyer of the petitioner instructed him to appear only if there was any coercive action by the court at the instance of the police. And counsel submits that it has also been mentioned in paragraph 6 that no such thing happened after the rejection of the bail order on 31/5/2021, and the police never sought for the appearance of the petitioner for any kind of interrogation. Thereafter, the petitioner was served with a notice under section 41 capital A of CRPC along with other co-accused persons, and the petitioner filed his reply on 6/5/2025.
6/5 the notice was served.
The learned counsel has submitted that the other co-accused persons, namely Pradeep Singh Rawani and Nayan Acharya Thakur, have been allowed anticipatory bail in ABA number 3985 of 2025 by order dated 1/8/2025 by observing that once the said petitioners had appeared before the investigating officer pursuant to notice under section 35 within bracket 3 of BNSS, there should not be any apprehension that the petitioners will be arrested. The learned counsel has also submitted that another co-accused, namely Varun Kumar Murmu, has been granted anticipatory bail by the learned court of sessions in ABP number 2461 of 2024 by order dated 9/9/2024. Similarly, two other co-accused persons have also been have also been granted anticipatory bail by the learned court by order dated 4/3/25 and 17/4/2020. The learned counsel submits that there is no bar in
Petitioner has got no criminal antecedent also.
he submits that the petitioner has no criminal antecedent and there is no bar in filing second anticipatory bail application on account of changed circumstances. He has relied upon an order dated 6/12/2024 passed in ABA number 4449 of 2024 passed in the case wherein the second anticipatory bail was entertained. However, the perusal of the order reveals that the second anticipatory bail was entertained on the ground that it was earlier rejected by observing that the petitioner of the same case had criminal antecedent, although there was no criminal antecedent against him. That's all. A counter affidavit has been
The
filed
date was,
in this case.
the date was, the date of issuance of the notice to me, probably I think has not been.
Date of issuance of notices?
Issuance of 41-day notice. The first notice issued to the petitioner is dated paragraph 6/5/2020.
I've already written.
No, Lordship has not mentioned the date. So probably,
Reply on 6/5/25.
no, the date of issuance of notice
is डेट बताइए ना कौन सा एनेक्शन
एनेक्शन है एनेक्शन 3 at page 31
इसमें डेट क्या है
3/5/2025
The date of issuance of notice under section 41A was 3/5/2021 and the petitioner had 25 and the petitioner had filed the reply on 6/5/2021.
बस reply in person.
That's
along with other
आपको ऑर्डर डिक्टेट करना है हम यही लिखा है
आपने पूछा तो मैंने बोला आप बोलते कि मत
हम
बोलो
पूछ नहीं हम तो ऑर्डर लिखा रहे हैं
आप बोलते कि मुझे मत बोलो तो हम नहीं बोल सकते हैं
हम तो ऑर्डर ही लिखा रहे हैं
आपने मुझे कहा ना कि आप बताइए कि और क्या बताना तो मैं बता रहा हूँ आप मुझे बोल दीजिए नहीं बोल रहा मैं
आपका ये लिखा चुके हैं ऑलरेडी पर्सनली फाइल रिप्लाई हैज ऑलरेडी बीन रिकॉर्डेड
आपने मुझे करेक्ट करने बोला तो ही तो मैंने बोला ऐसा तो
इट हैज ऑलरेडी बीन रिकॉर्डेड
करेक्ट
नथिंग टू बी अननेसेसरी कोई पर्पस नहीं है इसका
आपने बोला तो
काउंटर एफिडेविट हैज बीन फाइल्ड अच्छा बैठ जाइए A counter affidavit has been filed in the instant case. Wherein it has been stated that a prayer for warrant or issuance of warrant against the petitioner was made white letter dated 13/12/2021 bearing memo number 2014 of 2021 and investigating officer has also been taking steps and raids have been conducted to arrest the petitioner considering the gravity of offence. And ultimately, the warrant of arrest has been issued against the petitioner while order dated has been obtained on 18/2/2026. This court finds that the case of the petitioner, the anticipatory bail of the petitioner was rejected on merits by indicating that the petitioner was the leader who was leading a mob of 200 motorcycles. The petitioner was directed to surrender within 2 weeks. No petition was filed for extension of time to surrender. And in such circumstances, this court is not inclined to enlarge the petitioner on bail on anticipatory bail. Accordingly, it is rejected.